shelter for the past few months, and I can confidently say that it has been one of the greatest opportunities that I have ever had. The Animal Welfare League of Charlotte County promises that any animal that enters their doors and can be made adoptable through veterinary care and/or training will have a roof over its head, food, enrichment, and the love of the staff and volunteers for as long as it takes for each and everyone to find their new home. This is a video of Thor. He is a pit mix and he has become my favorite dog at the shelter so far. As you can see in the video, his favorite thing to do is to chase lizards. These are a few pictures of Izzy, a 1-year-old leopard dog mix who is so sweet and she has the prettiest eyes. Last but not least, this is Simone. She's about 9 months old and she has tons of energy and she always knows how to make you smile. All in all, I have really enjoyed my time at the Animal Welfare League, and I plan to continue service here to work towards the 80 hours required at FGCU because it's a great organization that stands for what I believe in, finding a loving home for every animal.
I have been volunteering my time with families of Collier and Lee County to assist children in understanding the fundamental concepts that will allow them to be successful in the future. I began this project to provide a service that aims to bring private tutoring to those who may not have imagined that it was an option for them financially. As a group, we have managed to use the foundational elements and techniques of civic engagement to work with our community partners to help resolve an issue and by helping people or animals in need. In addition, we are all working to promote healthy living and to spread awareness by educating others. My main goals were to offer a solution to parents who want their children to achieve their highest potential but cannot afford to hire a private tutor, as well as addressing each individual child's needs to make sure they will understand the concepts and skills they are learning so that they can apply them and be successful in the future. I was able to measure each student's success by their level of understanding, as well as their higher assignment grades and test scores. Some children needed to meet for more sessions than others, but ultimately they all achieved higher grades, and that was my main goal. I got to work with multiple families, beginning with the Solanos. Tiago is 4 years old and he loves to color and play games. We worked on writing, reading, and cognitive skills. Paula is Tiago's sister, and we worked on long division and memorizing her times tables. The Hansons have a son named Noah, who is 2. We read some books, went over the alphabet, and used some learning tools. Last but not least, the Goodmans have 2 sons, Draven and Rhett, ages 12 and 6. We made learning fun by working on counting and math skills in a game of Monopoly. In the article, many parents want it, few can afford it. The author says that as schooling dilemmas continue to daunt millions of parents, some with the means to front the steep costs are hiring private educators and tutors, an option experts say few can afford and will likely widen an already glaring education gap. The impacts of COVID left many families with a large financial burden. Worrying about their children falling behind in school should not be added to their stress. Instead of paying private tutors, people of the community can volunteer their time to assist children who continue to struggle with their course load, and that is exactly what my community project aims to do. Overall, I really enjoyed my time spent with these kids, and I will continue to volunteer my services as a tutor. I hope to eventually expand this project and reach out to more families that will benefit from the extra help tutors provide.
For my civic engagement project, I worked with the FGCU Food Pantry. The FGCU Food Pantry helps to address the issue of food insecurity in our community. According to the Harry Chapin Food Bank of Southwest Florida, the amount of food distributed in 2021 was 47.6 million pounds. To put into perspective, even in an advanced society in which we live in, there are still people struggling to acquire food for themselves and their families. The FGCU Food Pantry says their mission is to establish and sustain a campus food pantry to fulfill the basic food requirements of students who are in need. When I asked my community partner, Samantha Lloyd, how the FGCU Food Pantry started up, she answered that it started around the Great Recession of 2009, when former First Lady of FGCU, Mrs. Bradshaw, saw firsthand the many students experiencing food insecurity. So I showed up to help with that mission by committing to a few volunteer shifts. Unfortunately, I missed out on my first shift because of circumstances out of my control. In other words, Hurricane Ian. But as soon as school was back in session, I showed up for those shifts and was shocked to see all the donations that came pouring in from all over. One donator caught my eye because a particular bakery from Northport donated more than 100 cases of bread to the FGCU food pantry. Needless to say, I was warmed by how so many people reached out in our community's time of need. I helped my community partner mainly by sorting the donations, stocking them, distributing them, and trying my best to keep the pantry looking well organized and accessible. The elements of engagement I utilized most was serving and giving. I served at the FGCU food pantry by helping in any way that I could to uphold their mission statement. And to show my appreciation and support for this nonprofit, I donated some canned goods. In addition, I used critical thinking and civic dialogue to speak to my community partner to figure out what exactly I can do to best serve them. Overall, I think I learned social awareness in this project. Oftentimes, I think I find myself in this bubble, ignorant to all the issues in our society. But now, I believe if you really want to make something happen, you can make it happen. We can bring about change in so many issues like food insecurity, wealth inequality, dogs that are abandoned, or education inequality. That is what all our projects have in common. These community partners we chose picked a problem or picked something they felt was lacking in our society and decided to create an organization that provides solutions to those problems in order to improve the lives of many people.
Education plays an important role in building a more sustainable and just world. The United Nations recognized when it developed the Sustainable Development Goals that education will be the foundation on which the success of all goals is built, especially food insecurity. My community-based partner, Naples Art Association, that was in education by teaching the youth and adults how to make art in various forms. My project objective was to provide education through the arts for both adults and children. I accomplished this aim by increasing the number of sponsors and by spreading the word about our work. My goal was to provide a valuable and irreplaceable opportunity to advance one's artistic skills in a one-on-one or group classroom settings. Through exploration and experimentation, I was able to teach the students to manipulate various materials in an organic and unstructured manner. I was successful in organizing an art sale and raffle to raise money to fund and get supplies for the classroom and helping students to produce creative works that demonstrate innovation in concepts, formal language, and or materials relating to the SDG goals. Upon completing this project, the foundational element that guided not only my project but also my clan members is giving and associating. We have initiated giving by giving food to the needy and our time to our community organizations. Not only does giving help others, but it's a great way for someone to associate with others in their community, another foundation element that guided our work. Skills I utilize while working with my community partners are oral and written communication, where I exchange information, thoughts, facts, and viewpoints to the students in a clear and effective manner. Teamwork and collaboration, where I establish and maintain cooperative connections, efficiently work towards shared objectives. Professionalism and work ethic, where I exhibited effective work habits, acting in the interest of the greater community and workplace. From this project, I learned that engaging in my community enables a person to develop new skills that he or she would otherwise not have been able to develop. I also gain an understanding of the social issue or problem that many people face and are impacted by every day.
Hello, my name is Brandon Rodriguez, and this is my civic engagement project. Our group has identified the common theme of trying to help less fortunate people and animals. Additionally, in each of our own personal CEPs, we try to spread awareness of ongoing issues. Lastly, each of us share very similar sustainable development goals such as zero hunger, good health and well-being, reduced inequalities, and partnerships for the goals. Additionally, I focused on my own CEP issue. My CEP focused on reducing food insecurities and alleviating hunger to those who are less fortunate in Southwest Florida. I partnered with the Harry Chapin Food Bank to help carry out my CEP. To provide a brief background, the Harry Chapin Food Bank is one of the largest nonprofits in Southwest Florida. Additionally, it's one of the only Feeding American members that are currently operating in Florida. I specifically volunteered at the Fort Myers Distribution Center. While working with the Harry Chapin Food Bank over the course of this semester, I developed three simple objectives to accomplish. These were volunteering, donating, and spreading awareness. Unfortunately, I was told that I was not able to record while volunteering. On the left here, you can see a poster I created using Microsoft Publisher. I handed out these flyers across campus as well as across my neighborhood to help advocate for the Harry Chapin Food Bank. While volunteering at the food bank, I was blessed with the opportunity to meet many wonderful volunteers. I had the opportunity to interview one of these volunteers and I asked them, "What did you take away from this experience?" They replied,
I gave my time and I was able to just do something that was fun and I did something good for people. And it didn't cost me a dime, but I mean, I made a difference.
My journey with the Harry Chapin Food Bank was tumultuous to say the least. I was nervous at first, since I was in a brand new environment with so many different people. However, the kind hospitality and friendly nature of all of the volunteers quickly dispelled this fear. Additionally, I practiced two very significant elements of civic engagement at my time volunteering with the food bank. These two elements are associating and giving. I chose to volunteer in 4-hour blocks, and frequently during these blocks, I would have the opportunity to associate with many other volunteers and get to learn a little bit about their lives. Additionally, I got to hear stories about why everyone was giving, and these stories ranged in multitude from feeling self-fulfillment to just wanting to help out the community. All in all, volunteering with the Harry Chapin Food Bank filled me with a great sense of pride and achievement. I had never really done something like this before, where I impacted a community and helped them so much. Well, the statistics aren't in yet. The Harry Chapin Food Bank typically publishes a yearly statistical page of all the food dispensed and donated to those who are less fortunate. Overall, I am very thankful for the time I spent with the Harry Chapin Food Bank, and I have no regrets in conducting this CEP.